Hey guys, Tarek with Cyclone FPV, and it has been one hell of a day, to say the least. We are going to be doing, sorry, putting my tools back here. We are going to be doing a live build, and this live build is actually going to be kind of a long one, so it's going to be cut into sections here, and it's going to, I'm probably just going to run it through until my wife tells me it's time for dinner, because when it's time for dinner, it's time for dinner, you know what I'm saying? But we'll see how long this takes. I may cut it and then restart again. Hopefully we won't have any blackouts like the first session here, but that was because of VTX, and I usually am pretty good about it. But anyways, so we're going to be building a Martian 2 today, and we're going to be putting a bunch of DJI stuff in it. Let me kind of show you what we're working with here. There you go. So this is part of our setup here. We've got our DJI Air Unit. We've got our DJI goggles. We've got our controller. And let me make sure here I've got everything else set up. Yep, I do. Okay, so obviously if you've received the email, we're supposed to start at 5 o'clock. Again, I said I would not run late, but I did have kind of an urgent call I had to take, a little family-related call I wasn't expecting, so it pushed me back. And I guess these are the things I'm going to be working out is, you know, hey, when I say it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Yeah, we're back again, man. We got another live build tonight. So we've got the DJI set up here that we're going to be doing. And so I'm going to kind of get everything off the table here, but let me go through. This is going to be the Martian 2 frame we're going to be building it on. These are the 2400 kV motors we're going to be doing. Going to set the remote controller stuff aside. The DJI portion of this build will be done later. It's going to be more towards the end when we get to the programming side. This we can get ready to do, and the goggles will be done later as well. So you'll see the whole setup. Everything will be done in stages. But to get going here, let me move everything kind of out of the way. Let's put all the DJI stuff aside for a minute, and we'll get started. We are going to be running the Asgard all-in-one FC ESC combo, and then we've got our motor. So I'm going to start prepping this up. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to build the frame, and I do want to give a shout out to the new owner of this quad, Keaton. Thank you very much, and also to Joe at Gotta Know Joe. That guy is as good as gold, man. He's a great guy. And he sent some customers my way. Keaton happens to be one of them, and I just want to give a shout out to all y'all. Thank you very much. Brian, what's up, man? And I see Juan's here, and we got Josh. Yeah, no, we have no delays. I mean, shipping, Josh, shipping's been like normal, and like normal, there are some delays within the USPS. I'll tell you that I think Jeremiah, we shipped something to Jeremiah, and we had another gentleman too we shipped to, and normally priority would have been 2 days, 3 days max. It's taking like 5. It's taking like 5. All right, Juan Pablo, if you want to answer some of those, man, I'd appreciate it. In case I miss them, guys, because I am going to go through this build like normal, knock it out. And then if you have any questions, by all means, please send me an email by using the contact page. For those of you that write me directly now, you may get this auto reply. It's only because I'm trying to shift everything towards our new ticketing center. That way I can catch up with it. And then tomorrow, hopefully, I'm going to get with Ryan, and we're going to try to set up a plan here to get to work a little more fluidly, yeah, I guess, whatever, during all this staying at home crap. Okay, so let's get to it. Hey, Rudy, thanks, man. That was cool. My kids loved it. All right, anytime. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to get started first. We'll prep the motors and the ESC second, and the FC second. But I'm going to go ahead and get started with the frame first and get this somewhat assembled. Show you guys what it's going to look like. Okay. I'm going to set the PDB aside. Now the Martian 2 does come with a PDB, but I'm going to set it aside because we're not going to use it in this build. And I'll leave this back here for now, but let's go ahead and I'll show you exactly what we're working with. Okay. So let's get the arms out first. Okay. Get our plates. This is cool because this is G10. That's that material I told you guys I prefer over carbon fiber when it comes to building, but a lot of people don't like it because it's just very plain and boring. This is awesome material. So I'm glad that they put that in here. And the reason that's used, in this case, the reason it would be used is it'll actually go above the frame, and so you'll mount your flight control on top of this. It's non-conductive material. Unlike carbon fiber, this is non-conductive. So, you know, you could touch your electronics to this. You could, you know, sit your positive and negative on here, and you wouldn't have any issues at all. So it is a great material to use. I believe that I redid these, and I'm printing right now the housing for the the air unit, right? Because it's got to sit in here properly and safe. So let's go ahead and just start assembling this one. Landing pads we'll do later. This is what we need right now. So let's go ahead and get this lined up. And guys, again, if you haven't seen yet, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Let me go ahead and just switch the screen over real quick. So here you go. There. Okay, so you can see live right now. So look, we've got our YouTube, and you can see I can see the chats here coming through. So one of the new things is if you want to sign up for our live broadcast notifications, now we're going to start doing them constantly. And so if you sign up, then I'll email you. And at the same time, that's how I'm going to pick winners of prizes now, is it'll go through whoever's on the email list. So we'll do a random drawing at that point. That way I can make it easier. But you can watch the streaming from our page. So if you go to our website and you go down to news, tutorials, and videos, and you scroll down to live multi-stream video, and you click that, it's going to pull up the page we're looking at right now. And you'll have your... it'll update here in a second, but you'll have your chat screen here and you'll have your videos page here. And this is what I can watch to make sure that everything's working properly, okay? So you can watch that now on the website, and like I said, it'll catch up here in a second. Or you can go to any of our channels and watch them as well. Just trying to integrate more streaming. Yeah, it is. I'll put the sizes on here in just a second. Just waiting for that stream to catch up. But anyways, please go there and subscribe as well, because like I said, that'll help. And then also always subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. Again, if you're right there, you can see it. I just overlaid it. Well, here, I'll show you real quickly. So let's get back to business here first. So our YouTube channel here, and then follow us on Facebook here. And we're on Twitch. I haven't put that up yet. I just started Twitch yesterday because of my kids. And I guess that's it. Let's get back to business, okay? So here, I'll get the calipers out. We'll do some measurements here, all right? So on your... so I'll get it as close to 0 as we can. This thing is very sensitive. But here we go. So we've got roughly 4mm arms here. We should have close to a 2mm plate on here. And then we've got our standard plate here, which really doesn't matter. It's going to be a little over a millimeter thick. But this is excellent, like I said, because it is non-conductive. Okay, let's get to assembly here. We've got all our screws right here that we're going to use. Okay, and then we have some nylon setups here, which I have to remember the way I'm going to attach this unit, so it's going to take me just a minute to see the best way again. But let's get started. Nonetheless, bottom plate, arms on the inside, so we'll put them like this. And we'll get started. Let me see, where do I want to go first? Okay, why not? Separate these screws a little bit. I usually will separate them before my build over here. I just kind of dumped them out here so I could show you guys. I didn't think about it, so let me separate these real quickly. Get them all kind of lined up together. Give me just a minute to sort these. There we go. These look like they're going to be about 12 or 14 mil, and then 8 mil, and then 6 mil. So I want to see exactly the amount of leftover length that I have. So let me check, make sure that I've got, yep, that'll be perfect. All right, so I'm just going to get started with fastening this down. Okay. And I'm going to try not to go too crazy on tightening these just yet. Just want to kind of hold it in place. I need to have a little bit of playroom right there so I can move the arms and make sure everything fits properly. So what you can see here is we're going to be mounting a 30 by 30 board, or 30.5 by 30.5 board. So we're going to use the outers right here, okay? But I'm going to add another arm here real quick first. There we go. And guys, these live videos, I'm doing them because I know the customers, I know these guys like to watch their quad being built. It's not going to be a big deal if if we get a bunch of people watching or we don't. These are videos so the customer can go back and watch his or her quad being built. I think it's cool to be able to do it if I can. So when I have the chance to build something awesome for a customer, and I've got another build tomorrow, it's going to be out for Greg and his buddy. They both ordered matching mini quads. I believe I got to check and make sure that everything's finished on that. But so we're going to do that next, probably tomorrow, and I'll get more on the scheduling here. This is the this is the Martian 2 frame, and just to show you real quickly, if you go, let's see, if you go, let's see if I can do it this way. So if you go over here, right, and you go to our page, and then you go to drones, and let's see, we'll go to by brand, and I will pick the TCMM, open it in a new tab so I can show you. And so this is going to be, or else you could just type Martian 2, I guess. I guess I could have made it easier. That's this one right here, the Martian 2 220. That's what we're building right now. So the frame's on sale for $27.99 right now. Okay, hope that helps answer the question. There you go. And I'll give you a complete list in the video. At the end, when this video is published, I'll give you a complete list of everything that I'm using on it so that you can have links to it and see what we use for all of it, okay? All right. And I do want to thank Keaton again for his patience. I was planning on doing this weekend, but the storm came and just made it pretty impossible to predict when we would have power interruptions and when we wouldn't. So had to push it to a nice day, and we've got some good sun here, so pretty happy about that. I want to say what's up to my boys, by the way, Ashley, Landon, and Jaden. I love y'all very much. I miss y'all, and I cannot wait to see y'all on Thursday. Hope y'all are doing well, guys. Hope you're doing well. All right, let me try to get this a little bit better tightened. What's really cool about this frame is the way it locks. I mean, if these arms move, once it's in, they don't move just because they're all pressed against each other a certain way. Yeah, you got it. Hey, Greg, what's up, guys? All right, look, so we're going to see this. Again, guys, please, if you can, go to that page on our website where you can, and I don't know if I did this the right way or if it's going to bother, sorry, heard my door open, or if it's going to bother everybody, but I just went and sent out a blast email to all our customers, and I'm sorry if I made some of y'all upset by sending an email you may not have wanted, but it was to announce this. But please go on to the our live broadcast page and subscribe. If you got the email, you're already on there, then you don't have to worry about it. It won't put you on twice if you do subscribe, though. But if you do want to be removed, just click remove at the bottom. You'll be set. Okay. All right. So we've got our 4 arms on here now. So there we go. All right. And I got my dogs getting ready to bark. Wonderful. All right. So far, so good. Now what we want to do is do the rest of the layout here, kind of give you an idea of what we're working with. So here are the standoffs that we have. Let me just open it like this. I'm going to put these right over here in this corner. Okay. Now, I tend to not use much of these, and I'll show you here. My fingers are too fat to grab them. These little standoffs, these are actual pass-through spacers, right? I tend to not use these too much. I won't need them on this build, I don't think. But let me give you an idea of what we're working with on this. So this is going to be the Asgard. Oh, good, Julio, thank you. This is the Asgard flight controller that we're working with. It's an awesome board. So it's a pretty beefy board, okay? And so I'm going to work on the layout here. I did one of these for Jack, so I want to work on the layout here again and see what other options there may be. I've got a way to fasten right here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that while I'm waiting. So let me just go ahead and knock that out. Because the next set of screws is obviously going to go in and be for the flight controller. So I'm going to go ahead, let me just fasten this part down here. I have to get my automatic, the little screwdriver working. This thing wear you out after a while, but that's all right for now. We should be all right. And guys, you know, you can always go to our contact page and let me know if you need a video, any video help. I've got, you know, with the videos, I've had a lot of people. I just got done working with a guy, and I've got to call him back. Nick over, I think he's in Norway. It's so cool with remote assistance on there. I can, you know, log in, set up his stuff. There it goes, one down. Let's keep track. I dropped one so far. It's cool. Now, time is rather limited, so it's not as easy as before. What's up, man? You know, we're gonna make it happen. Obviously we're still trucking along here like normal, but you know, we're short-handed. You know, but we're doing the best we can. So if we can get you guys a video out, it makes it much easier. Usually I'm going to be doing videos till about 4:30 in the morning, and then I think, let's see, a couple nights ago it was till 5:30, and then got back up at 8 and started again. So if you guys will give me about 3 hours to sleep, I can give you all the videos you need, guaranteed. All right, I'm going to tighten the middle ones down. This sucker's not moving. It's awesome. I mean, you know, it's a very strong frame. So I'm real pleased with it. Anyways, let's get to this now. So to mount this, it's going to be a little interesting, right? Because we do have a limited amount of space because we are putting the DJI unit in here. And to put that unit, we have to also put the, it's kind of like a mounting bracket that I'm printing over here that's going to go in there, right? So I believe the way I'm going to do this is most likely just going to lay this on the bottom. And the problem is the USB is up front. I would have liked to have left it like this, and I really don't care that the USB is up front. I could still get to it easily, but I could also just as much turn it and then start accessing it this way. So I think for the easiest case, that's what I'm going to do. So I'll put the rest of the frame assembly together, but I think next thing what I'm going to do, and I may skip the time on here, I've also got the motors I need to measure out, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that or how I do it. So let's get going with that too. First things first. Let's get the ESC on the frame, and then we can measure out the motors, and then we can get started with that and see where this takes us, okay? All right. All right, so I finally, I think, figured out the easiest way to put these in without doing any kind of Cirque du Soleil style maneuvers. And watch me screw this up. And this is the fun part about doing live. If you guys are cool with me screwing up and understand that that's just the way it goes, then I'm cool with doing it live and not worrying about it. But the first person that says something, oh, it's on. Game on. Sorry, it's because I'll usually tear through the scrap or screw one or two up, but that's just the way it goes. Thank you, sir. Yes, Juan. We will do that one, Pablo. So yeah, we'll mount it sideways and get this going and try to, you know, we'll make it super clean and do some tips and tricks. And again, guys, if you have any questions or anything, hey, Robert, how you doing, sir? And again, guys, I try to look up in the comments. If I miss it, I apologize. It is a new setup that we're running, so I'm getting used to the fact it's a lot easier for me to be able to watch it from a PC now. Than it is to have watched the feed, and we're streaming on 4 different platforms, so that's really cool. I've got Facebook, YouTube, I've got Twitch, which that's for my kids because that's where Fortnite is. So I figured if my kids want to watch, the easiest way to do it is put it on the same platform as Fortnite. Hold on, sorry, let me get this in here. Oh, of course. What's up, Raphael? How you doing, sir? Hope you guys are all doing well. Half you guys are sitting in California, I think. Wishing you all the best out there. It's early for you guys. My God, was it like 4:15? All right, so there we go. Hope everybody's staying safe, guys. I know it's been interesting, but I'll tell you what, man. I've been out walking. Me and my wife go on walks now twice a day. And I'm like, God, it's so peaceful. I've lost. See, look. See that? I'm losing weight now. I was fat last week. I'm like, all right, it's time to lose weight. I lost 10 pounds so far. So I'm going to keep losing weight. Got to get rid of some of this fat because I can't grab any of these M2 screws anymore. I'm not looking, you know what, I'm not going to do it. I know that works, Rocky. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not licking, I'm not, yeah. Yeah, it is a Martian. Yes, sir, it is the Martian too, and I'm not licking anything. Leave me alone. I'm going to fight that, although if I wasn't live, I probably would have done it. Yeah, man, you know, it's like, the Martian to me is I think it's the most copied frame, right, ever. I mean, it's awesome, though. It's solid, man. I mean, it's solid, and they keep making, like, you'll see a little change on them, but overall, they're solid, and it's why they're the most copied frame. Okay, so let's look at this. Setup here real quick. And normally, I would have put the USB on top, but because all the pads are here, I'm going to end up setting it like this. One of the things I like about this Asgard frame is, now look, it's oh yeah, I hear you, man. I'm not spit. Y'all be quiet. The pads are really big on this thing. I love it, man. You know, it definitely gives you a lot of room here. So for the purpose of just trying to get the motor's wire measured, we're going to mount this, and I like to be precise with these things. So you can get this as a kit, and I don't build it for you. So if you do choose to do that, I will try to make these notes. I'm not writing anything down, but I should. Damn it! Hold on. I got to get a pen. Give me 1 second. Let me get a pen. And I don't even know where my spiral is. Everything's. Let me see it here. Hold on. Let's see. Well, I just get this pad of paper and hope for the best. Although it's all been used, so this is great. Hold on. Gosh darn it. These are PID tuning notes with a bunch of math, but we'll skip that. Look at this. Look at this. PID tuning notes. Look at how nerdy is this? But anyways, let's skip. Oh my God. Let's keep. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Clean page. And this will be our notes for the build. So this way we can at least keep track of settings. So first of all, we're going to do the standoffs here. Okay. And my first note will be, since this is the front, we're going to turn this. Oh, let's see. If I'm sitting like this, I'll go -90, I guess. I don't know if anybody really cares whether their battery's on the left or the right. No, I'll go negative. No, because I'm right-handed. I'll go this. Well, whatever. I'll figure it out. So turn it 90 degrees. So FC equals 90 degrees. We'll figure out which direction, either positive or negative. And then we're going to say that we need for standoffs. All right, look, so we've got to clear these, and these are going to sit. Let's give these a 2 millimeter, 3 millimeter off that. So I'm going to go ahead and go 5, and let's just see how it feels at 5. So let's do that. Okay, so 5 millimeter. So I'm going to take a 5 mil right here, and let me just see how this looks. It should be good. All right, 5 mil should be good. I bet I could get away with 4. Let me see. I am going to try to save a little bit of space if possible, but so there's 4, and even 4 looks. I think 4 is about the lowest I can go. So let me try that. I'll make a note here and say that I'm going to go with 4 and try it. I'll set the 5 mil aside, and then if I have to, I'll go back. Yeah, I remember when I first watched the PID tuning. I tell you what, man. I mean, I've got notes left and right, but at the end of the day, I don't know. Even with my notes, I'll still go back and second guess something, and then find a whole new way to do it. I guess I guess it's kind of cool though. I guess at the end of the day, you never really, if you can always think you can improve it, then you might as well. But we'll see. Siri, I'm not talking to Siri. Oh God, don't make me say that name. I got between her and the other one from Amazon, everything in this house starts having an argument, AI argument with each other. So forget it. I'm not saying any other name. Okay, so we're gonna go right now. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go with a 30 mil M3 to go all the way through one solid run. But let's see what we find with this, okay? Because I did build this once already for Jack. I built one for him. But I'm not reviewing those notes because it would take away from what I tell you then. So I want it to be, and so I honestly, I cannot remember how I built it, what I used. So this is going to be like a first run. So if there's a screw up, then it's a screw up. All right, so here we go. Yeah, I was watching some slider videos, pretty cool. You know, I feel like biggest problem I have, and I know some people may not agree. Biggest problem I have is I don't like when things are done for me. I've got to go back to the beginning. That's why I get people who write me and they're like, dude, your site, you've got so much old stuff on there, and I'm like, yeah, I know, but you know what? The old flight controllers, I got a ton of them, and I still buy them. I try to buy them out if people have them. But when you guys are worried about flight controllers that could be turned off if the FAA or this, can't mess with an ACE-32, man. That's like the Flintstone version. And you try to shut one of those down, it's not going to happen. So, but to program those, you got to know more. To wire them, you got to know more. And so I like to go back and learn and see that kind of stuff. But I know a lot of people don't agree with me, but that's me. I don't like when the stuff does it for me because I feel like I'm kind of not learning what I should. So, an ACE-32 it is. All right, here we go. I hesitate to do live videos with stuff like this because I'm going to tell you something, man. Sometimes there's some goofy stuff that happens. They don't lie to you. And if it's like 4 in the morning and if I see a bug, I'm out. Okay? I'm out. Like, I'm going to run off the video. I'm leaving the video. It'll be running live till I get the courage to come back and sit down again in front of the bugs and the natural creatures. So don't give me a hard time if it's late, I'm tired, and I just book it out of here. These inserts are very tight, so I've got to kind of get this to thread a little bit, or else I may tear through them. This drives me nuts. I don't have the patience for it. I got to take more Ritalin to build this thing. All right, 1 second. I can't sit here and watch this go at molasses speed, so let's see what we got. I know I got something to make this go faster. Be right back, be right back. Yep, I think I got it. I think, oh, nope, I don't have it, nope. Nope, maybe I do. Maybe I do, let's see. If this fits, I might be in good shape. Nope, bad shape, wonderful. I love it. All my tools, everything's not where it's supposed to be. Let's see. Of course not. What? It's just not meant to be. Guess I'll be sitting here, trucking along at snail speed. Don't know where my stuff is. There we go. All right. Maybe these will work. I mean, can any of this stuff work? Can any of this stuff fit my tools? Darn it. I'm back. Sorry, give me 1 sec. Let's see. Aha! Just move along here. Ah, paradise. All right, so for the most part, that looks like we're pretty much there. Let me get this one. We should be set. All right, and with that done, we can start measuring out the motor wires, okay? So let's get to doing that. Get rid of some of this trash. Okay, got my trash can. Here we go. And now we can get back to business, okay? All right. So we're going to open some of these motors. Let's get one going for now. My tools back so I can find them again, so I'm not sitting here all day to figure out where my stuff went. All right. So we are going to be running the 2207.5 2400 kV. These are the speed shields that were made for us by Brother Hobby. and good motors want to see. It's driving me nuts, man. It's driving me nuts. Let's see. So, yeah, we should be good. Excellent with that. That's going to be a perfect length right there. So let's go ahead and just kind of put these on real quick. And I do have the patience to do these, so I'm not worried about that. And we're only going to put on 2 screws, right? Just to hold it in place for now. Take a measurement and make sure that we get it in properly. Okay, let's put that one away. Let's go with this one. There we go. Okay, good. Now, the way this is going to go, and I'm going to go ahead and put some screws in real quickly to hold the standoff in place so I can measure properly. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you. I do like these motors. And believe it or not, I've got quite a few, and I just ordered like another 2,000 motors from Brother Hobby, or 1,000, I can't remember exactly. Maybe it's 1,000 motors this week or last week, I don't know. So they're gonna send us some more, the Avengers, the Avenger 2s, the V2s and stuff. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna probably wrap this up right here. I don't think I'm gonna go underneath for this one because I'm gonna be moving this frame quite a bit. So I'm just gonna swing this around, and I will most likely now just use a tape to tape that. I do like the tape look. So if I can do that, that should stay pretty clean, but at the same time still allow me a little bit of movement on the wires if I need, if there's any work after the build to be done. So my guess here is if I was to do this, I am going to measure to here. So let me take a measurement from the end of the heat shrink, and we'll mark that down. And I'm going to mark it, let me see, is that going to be 90? Let me see, measure to here, take it, flip it to here. All right, so again, I'll take this spot right here. I'm just gonna cut it first and then I can get a measurement without screwing this up. So let me just cut this real quick and then I'll even it out. Oh, suckers don't fly. All right, so here goes. We will measure it at, I could stagger it, but we'll just say we'll measure it at 85, okay? So we're gonna do 85. So again, we're gonna grab the pre-cut heat shrink, which my son and I were using, and now I gotta find out where we put it. Here it is. So again, I keep these handy. These are an excellent way to kind of zoom along really quick. So it's 85 from the heat shrink. So you basically just put this on your wire, go down to the 85 mark. Now this one's already at 85, so there's nothing to cut. Okay, but on the next ones, you just make those even. So now that I've got an 85, and I know that that's the length, go ahead and take this, let me throw these boxes out. This way we can just pre-cut all of these and be done, right? So let me go ahead and drop this down. Take it to the heat shrink right there. That's 85, so now all the motors are going to be identical in length. Save your wires. These are excellent wires, by the way, that Brother Hobby uses. So save them. You can reuse them on other short connections. So that one. I would like to announce that I also had my first double kill on Rainbow. I reached the double digits in Rainbow 6. I know my kids were proud of me. And I had to also listen to the next day some little kid, I don't know who he is, but he's playing against me, or no, sorry, he's on my team, telling me how much I suck at the game when I couldn't get any kills. I love these little kids, you know, they like, man, and they're right too. I mean, I don't know what makes me more mad, the kids crap talking to me, or that I'm like seriously getting schooled. I'm getting hazed by like a 12-year-old who's like, dude, you suck. I'm like, I know. But in either case, I got 10 kills and I'm very excited. So there's that. Thanks to my kids for helping me and teaching me about the game. Oh, thanks, by the way. Yeah, this works, man. I mean, anything to make it quicker, right? So this is consistency is the most important. I like to keep everything uniform. So now look, I mean, if you, look at that, line them up quickly, they're all the same length. I mean, it's perfect, okay? And then you can just, you can kind of get everything done at one time. And so now that we know that that's the case, let's go ahead and remove this motor. And we'll tin everything up. Put these here, put this plate here. Then we'll go ahead and make in my notes with the motor wire with the Asgard FC. The motor wire is going to be 85 millimeters. So there. Now if you do buy one of these and build it on your kit, I'm not playing PUBG. Get off me with that. I cannot learn all these games, and I'm having the hardest time as it is. I was trying to play Fortnite. I did good. We won our. I've been winning a lot more. But these guys built like freaking skyscrapers in 3 seconds, and all I did was lock myself inside a room and then get killed. So I got to learn these ones first. All right, baby steps. Baby steps. My hard drive's almost full, and it's starting to delete random shit that I need to keep. So, all right, so we're going to strip these at about 2 mil, maybe 1.5 mil to 2 mil, right there. Oh, that's a good idea. I didn't even think about using straws, man. That's awesome. Well, I don't have any damn straws, but it's a good idea. See, everybody's got their tricks, and that's what I love about this. Is I won't say, hey, look, some claim to be know-it-alls. Some are always willing to learn extra, and I love hearing your ideas because I promise you, sometimes I think I got the who was it? Rocky. Rocky's the one who said, do the tape. I still do the tape on the arm before you wrap it around. That way it'll stick better. Man, I did it on the last build. It was perfect. I love the little tips because they help me to improve, and there's always room for improvement. That's for sure. I don't care how much you think you know. Usually there's a 12-year-old kid ready to school you, and humble you real quick. So I've learned that, so I'm very understanding. All right, let's get this out of the way. We got too much crap on this table now. I'm not going to argue with you about PUBG. I'm not even having this conversation. You're going to get me off track. You're going to make me stop this build and go play. So cut it out. All right, let's get rid of this trash here, and let's get started. I got to pre-tin these wires. So right now I'm going to be looking for here we go. Okay, let's get the soldering going. Okay, there we go. Man, it's the best part, right? I mean, I do a lot of work with drones, obviously, and I have been, and a lot of stuff. But in either case, though, no matter how much I do, man, there's always something to learn. Always, always, always. I don't care how much you know. All right, so again, like I did on here, I showed you guys before. And by the way, I got a couple hundred of these coming in this week or next week, so please let me know if you need any. I do recommend that you put the heat shrink around them so that you can put your wire in there and not worry about it ripping. Yeah, it made sense. I mean, it held perfectly, right? The tape ended up holding really well. And one of the problems is I get all this goop from this flex paste on, and then it's basically like having, like a WD-40 on the frame, so everything's just sliding off. But if you can get that tape to hold, usually with a like an alcohol wipe or something, they clean off that little area, but it holds really well. So anyways, look, these are the leftovers, and there's some over here. There's a couple of them just fired off over here somewhere when I cut them. These are awesome wires, guys. I'll say it every time. Save these, okay? These make great wires to use for, for anything that you want to use on your build. Always keep them. Have a huge amount of leftover if you have to. I do want to show you something again. These will be on the website. I've had them. I just forgot to post them. So this is like a rosin holder. And so it's what I do is I get in here and I put the tip of the iron in here first, right, to clean it. Right, I'll get this on here, and then I go straight over to that the copper sponge. And then look, it's just a nice, clean tip right there that's going to be great for soldering. So I didn't have these on. I've had these for a year, and I didn't even put them on the website. So I realized that when we were redoing inventory. So you'll see these on there for sale. They're excellent to have. Just something simple, okay? Very simple to do. All right, now let me get going here. Let's break off a little bit of the solder, and let's get to tinning, shall we? All right, let me just go 1, 2. There we go. All right, motor 1 is done. I'll set that aside. We'll do the next motor. And I do have I was going to show you guys this thing. I do have the solder, like the bowl. It's like a heat bowl, and you just put you put it in the solder by like a little brick or whatever you would call it, and then it melts it, and you can just dip these in. But it's kind of cheating. I like to do it this way. I got it because I thought it'd be cool, but it's just cheating. I don't know how else to word it. I mean, it's easy though. It takes 2 seconds. You just dip them, and boom, it's soldered. But there's something to the soldering that I really enjoy. It's probably my favorite part of a build is the soldering. So when you take it and you simplify it down to a 3-second process, it kind of ruins it for me. I thought I would like it, but no. And you'd be surprised. I even have the oven, where the infrared oven, and you put the solder on, you put the solder paste on, you put it in the oven, and the thing comes out perfect. I'm like, oh, that's cool. No, it's not fun though. There's no skill to that. All right, so anyways, we're dipping it in the flux paste here. Then you twist up the strands. Do not twist them before you dip it in there. That way you can get the solder paste, sorry, the flux paste in between all the strands. So that's good. Now we're on motor 3. Just spread these out enough to where we can tin them safely. There we go. Okay, one more motor. When you use this flux paste, it's really cool too, because it will make the heat shrink. If you want to go to a really tighter fitting heat shrink, it makes it fit on it much easier. So the only problem is make sure to wipe your hands of it before you go touch your frame, or else your frame's going to feel, like I said, hard for anything to really adhere to it. All right, let's get this one done, and we would have done all 4 motors pretty quickly. And we'll just heat shrink them. And then we will get on to the next step. All right, so there we go. All right, so motors are done. Now we're going to look at the heat shrink. We're also going to clean off our table. I want to get all the small solder pieces off. I don't want any of my electronics touching it, so I'm just going to scoop them onto the floor. And then my trusty Roomba will pick it up later. Okay. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now let's look at our frame again. So my guess here would be for the heat shrink, if you want to use heat shrink. You know, I've lately been just doing 1 strand of tape and been good too, but my guess would be that we'll do it until we turn it. So our UPS is here. All right, good to know. Probably going to come and scare the crap out of me in just when you open these doors. If we're going to go over the factory heat shrink, then we're going to run it probably about, I'll say 50 to 55 max. I probably won't go into here, so 50 to 55 max. So let's just see what it comes with. Let's see what it comes with as a regular length uncut. So this is it's gonna be short. That may be all right. I may still stop it then at a little above the heat shrink then. All right, so let me try that and see how this is gonna look. If I don't like it, we can change it, but I do like this color. It's very easy to find. So let's see what we got. Okay. This may actually be too small. I see the guy moving a little bit. I may leave it like that. That may not be bad. Let me see, because it kind of gives a cool look to it. Yeah, all right, let's try that. And I got an idea. I think I know what I'm going to do here. So let me use this to start, right? So, and you guys know when I heat shrink, so it's pretty simple, but it has to be done this way for me, which is, and I'll try to get off the sticker so I don't kill the sticker, but hold your wires here, come over it here, make sure not to let go of the wires, kind of make one pass real quick, and then run your fingers across it so that you get all the wires laying side by side. Okay, don't have them cross and don't make it look all woppy jawed or quickly done. This is part of the final look, so you want it to look really nice. Okay, and then go both sides, and there you go. So it's on there well. Now, what I was thinking was, I don't know what color I want to use with this, but I think I'll go with like a, I don't know, I suck at matching colors, so we're doing colors, but I'm just going to do a yellow just because it's going to look interesting, I guess. Don't judge me, I don't do colors and goofy stuff. Okay, so where are my scissors? I'll use my wire cutters. All right, so what my guess is here is we're just going to go with something simple here. Yellow, good, thank you, I'm going with it. So we're going to go with a 10 mil. There'll give me 5 on each side, kind of blend those two in together. So we're going to mark it 10 mil, okay? And then we'll make our marks here. So we should be able to get, I think, all 4. There's 1. All right, and then let's go to 20. 1. There. So I'm going to be short on the last one by about, what is that? By a mil? We'll see. All right, so let's go ahead and cut these. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All right. So now what we could do, come over here, and this is like really not the same size. I can't do that. Hold on. Okay, I can deal. This one is rejected. This one will cut back down a little bit. As they get close. Yep. And right. Let me just get one more. I could be off like maybe a half mil, but I mean to be off like a mil or more is just kind of sloppy. So let's just do that. Make them all try to look uniform. I mean, you know, you gotta take pride in your stuff. All right, there we go. Perfect. So here we go. Hey, Bryce, what's up? Okay, so let's just lay this over, just like that, and we'll blend these two together halfway. There you go. And that'll keep the heat shrink from moving. Hold them together real nicely and kind of give it a cool, unique look, I guess. Okay, motor 1 is now done. So if you want to see how this is going to look before we go and do the rest of the motors, let's go ahead and check it, make sure we're happy with the result. So let me go ahead and put this stuff aside. And we're just going to tin the board up at this point so I can do one one motor mount, make sure that I'm just going to go ahead and prep the board itself with the flux pen, but that's it. Okay, I want that to dry a little bit, but I'm just going to try to heat it up, see if I can get it to dry by heating it up a little bit. Because if not, it's going to be awesome to try to watch this solder stick to a wet pad. Okay, well, I know this is hot because it's melting my solder, but it didn't feel like it got anywhere on this. Ooh, that's hot. Let me just, oh yeah, that's hot. I'm not gonna touch it now. Let me see if I can get this to stick. There we go. All right, yeah, that's gonna work. All right, so let's just go ahead and tin this up real quickly so that we can see how this motor is gonna look. Got all this crap twisted, hold on. There we go. They're pretty big pads, a little bit bigger than they really need to be. I mean, I'm not complaining, but it does put a little bit more solder on there than normal, but hey, there we go. Okay, all right, so there we go. We'll just leave that like that for now. I don't want to tin up anything else. All right, so we're gonna screw these down and see what we got. So let me go ahead and put 2 screws back in. One and 2. All right. So my guess would be like this. And now I want to go ahead and do this tape thing that Rocky pointed out. So I'm going to just kind of wipe the frame here with this alcohol wipe. Just kind of get it clean, make sure none of the oils and other crap that's on my hands and this wonderfully looking goopy stuff doesn't get in the way. And then what I'll do is I'll go 4 lengths of the arm. So that'll give me about 3.5 passes. So if this is going to be, let's just say this is going to be about 20 mil. I'm going to give it 80. Maybe excessive, but we'll see. I'll do the 80. I got to get my scissors for this. Give me 1 second. I'm going to find out which rugrat took my scissors in this house. And there's none here, so let me see if my wife can. Okay, there. All right. Okay, so let's do 80. So let me make a note here to mark 80. Yeah, my printer's going. I'm printing the mount for this. So 80 millimeter tape, and then we did 40 millimeter heat shrink with, 10 millimeter second color. All these for the notes. Okay, so let's do 80 on here. And then what we'll do is we'll tape this down first, like Rocky had suggested. I think this is going to go pretty cool. So, oh shoot, hold on. My point to measure for this is going to be the following. So I'm going to take from the edge of the screw, I'll stick from the edge of this. So from the edge of this, even though my, it's sitting at an angle here, I'll look at this one. So I'm going to go 25 mil in, okay, which is going to put me right about here. So let me make a note of that. 25 millimeters in for tape. This way all the tape is laid out exactly the same on all of them. Matter of fact, I would be guessing to try to do it there, so I'm just going to put the first one here. So 25 mil would be like this, right? So you'd put the piece of tape right about here. Okay. And I know that it should have covered the whole thing, but I just want to make sure it's on. All right, so there's 25 mil mark. So I'm going to move this motor. Or no, I won't. I'll just take it off so I can measure that one. Sorry, I know it's kind of a pain, but it is the way it is. And I will go ahead and move this motor since it's ready to go. It's easier, it's quicker for me to tin the pad than it is to get this tape redone. So let me just put this on here. Oh, that's a good idea. Thanks, man. That's a good idea. Keep the backing to measure the next one. Exactly. Consistent. You're right. All right, so this should then sit nicely. And look at that. That's great. So I think that's going to work out well to hold it in place. I do like the look, and it's down really good. And that measurement was good because it did not end up having to wrap around again, so that got 2.5. I'm sorry, you emailed me. You did what now? I mean, I'm in a live build here doing this, and you did what? You didn't hear back from me on your thing. How'd you email me? Did you use the contact form, or did you just send me an email? And if you use the contact form, can you tell me when? Because I've helped 3 people today with that. But I'll be more than happy to help you after my build. All right, let's get this going here. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and tin this side real quick so I can go ahead and solder this motor down instead of having to move it. And then I will put the tape on the rest just to knock it out. There we go. Let's get one last one here. Okay, there we go. I'm going to use the taps. I'm so going to use the taps idea. But, you mean the tape? Is that what you mean, the tape? Yeah. Let me see. It works, man. I mean, it's good. And I kind of like not using the I kind of like not using the zip ties for this. Sometimes with the wider arms, the zip ties can just not get a good hold. Now I gotta find where I put the, here it is, god darn it. I gotta keep track of something new. So that's a great idea though, look at that. So use the backing and you get your same length again. That's pretty smart. See, the little tips and tricks, man. I'm gonna go ahead and cut those now then, because I'm afraid I'm gonna lose these at the rate I'm going. So let me just get this out. Yeah, you wouldn't send support to sales if you want, and I've tried to get that out there as much as possible. If you'll please go to the contact page here. You're watching the video, let me make it easier. Boom, right there. Go there and send me a thing that way. And if you'll do that, I can help you. It'll open you a ticket and I can help you then. It just makes it easier to do it that way because I can keep track of that. And I've been trying to shift over to that. So if you'll do that, I'll make sure to get on it as soon as I'm done with the video, okay? All right, so here we go. Let's do the next one. We'll go ahead and get the next motor done. I think the look is going to go. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah, I got you. All right, let's put the tape away and let's get the next motor done and we can knock this out. So we'll go ahead and put this on. Here we go. All right. Or heat the pad with flux. I use a flux pen. So I mean, like when I go over the pads with a flux pen first, and I put this. I'm very generous on it. Okay, so I go over it with a flux pen first. You can get these on our website. You know, we have them made for us, but I mean it's a flux pen like anywhere else. And then I will usually let it dry unless I'm doing a live build where time isn't allowed for that. But I put that on there and then I go over it. And if the board is still wet when I'm getting ready to solder it, then I'll just put the, I'll either go over it with the heating gun first, or I will just hit it with the soldering iron and just kind of get it a little warmed up. But these also, the solder I use also has a core in it, so you get the resin with that as well in the core of it, but I always use the pen anyway, and in some cases I'd use the paste, but you know, not right now. Oh, by the way, be more visuals. Yeah, you're welcome, bud. No problem at all. Just let me know. Send me that contact page, and I will get you taken care of. I've done so many R9M and R9MM setups and videos, so I'm sure we'll be able to take care of you pretty quickly. All right, here we go. All right, next motor's ready. So now I'm going to go ahead and put that tape on. So props to the people who are giving me some advice on this stuff. This is great. Little tricks that are really helping. Okay, so we're going to measure again from here, and we're going to go 25 in and lay the tape out. So it's going to look something like this. Okay, and we'll just lay that right there. Where did, oh, here they are. My motor screws, couldn't find them. There we go. They're starting to look, hopefully they'll look uniform, you know. You just want it to look as identical as possible. And, you know, I'll go back and check. I mean, like, if I want to look at the gap between the orange and the black here, so I will say that the gap at this measurement, now granted I can't get the full ruler in properly, but it looks like I got about, depending on where I'm at, roughly around 15 mil, okay? So then if I come over here, and I check, and I mean, I'm pretty much exactly, granted, I'm not using to the 1,000th for tolerance here, but if I look, I would say that my God, I mean, like, pretty identical, pretty set. So there you go, right? Oh, hey, thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. That's really cool. Okay, so these are looking uniform. So let's just go ahead now, and we've got two sides done so we can see how it's going to look. So I'm going to go ahead and do this motor first, right? And so we're going to go from the inside out because that's how we're going to end up placing these wires down, and I'll show you what I mean here in just a second. So let's go with the inside out first. I don't think these tweezers are going to be ones that I want to use, but I need to get that standoff out. Sorry, give me 1 second, please. Where is my green? Oh, I'll just use this for now, I hope. Oh, print's done, so I'll go grab that and show you guys what we were printing for this. All right, but let me finish this first. Okay, here we go. So let's get a look at what this is going to be like. So the wire, because I used the flux paste, the wires are a little slippery. So it's hard to kind of get a grip on here, but let's see. God darn it. Try different. I've angled some of these tweezers a little different. So I'm going to offset, I'm going to turn this, right? Ideally, I'm going to turn it almost 45 degrees because I want the wire to tuck in nicely. So I'm just going to get over there and then get that on there really good. There we go. Okay. Clean that tip off. That looked a little dirty there. All right. And then I'm going to grab the next wire. And we're going to go in that order, so we'll go to the middle one next. And again, try to angle it at about 45 degrees. Okay. And then the last one. Stop moving. All right, and so the idea here is that by doing this, right, now I'm going to take like one of my hex screwdrivers, right, and I'm going to start with the first wire. I'm just going to see how far I can feed this down before I turn it in, and then I'm just going to pull it, right? So it's basically going to take this kind of look, almost, and then I'm going to use this to kind of feed it here. So I want to just get this pull and go to the next one. Holy moly, I mean, the watch won't stop. Let me just take this off. Too many messages. So let's do that one. Push that in. And then take the last one. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to just kind of gently tuck them in. And with that 45 degrees, it almost makes this part, I mean, it almost makes it invisible in the sense of you're not able to really see. You can see the solder, right? But the wire itself takes a nice turn from the underside and kind of hides itself, right? So now I've got to put this screw down to make it fully work. So let me go ahead and tighten that. If I can find my green. Here, I'll use this one. And I do have the driver set for this, but I don't have it on me right now. And I'm not going to get up to get it. I'm just going to tighten this down there. Because now with it down, the wire can pass over it a little bit if it needs to. And so we can tuck everything nicely and away. Let me just push this up under there. All right, so this is the end result. Make sure that we're still running here. Okay, so this is our end result here. And sorry, my feed on the website went off, so I'm hoping that the rest of the feed is still good. If you guys are, if everything else is still streaming, if you'd let me know, please, I'd appreciate it. Oh, good, you can. Okay, I think I got a comment. I don't know. Let me see. I don't know why it would have stopped, but let me just check and see here real quick. No, it still shows. I don't know why it's not on the website showing, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so it came out pretty clean here, right? And so now we'll just do the other side and do the same thing. So, but this time what we're going to do is, well, we could still start from the inside if we want. And I'm going to keep going the stream is still going. I just don't know why it's not on the site right now, unless something happened on the site, but we'll see. All right, so again, we're going to do 45 degrees. There's one. All right, and then we'll go to the middle. Okay, I don't know why the site went out. I gotta find out. New stuff. There's always something. Let's turn this one in. Oh, there it is. It's back up. Okay. All right. So there we go. And then again, we're gonna do the same thing. So let me tighten this down. Wrong one. Sorry. Okay, and we'll do the same thing here. Well, I tell you what, welcome to the hobby, and one of the things that I like to do, bud, is I like to put kits together that people could build, they could follow, and we provide all the hardware to you, whether it's the drone hardware, the soldering, everything I use here is available on the site, and it doesn't have to be some super expensive tools or anything else. Okay, as a matter of fact. I won't get into the conversation I had, but it was with a real winner. Let me just put it like this, sarcasm to the most there, who thinks that these cheaper soldering irons can't do the job. And I try to tell him, look, man, you just don't know how to solder, because I use a soldering iron. I have the Xtronic that is $400, and I have what I'm using right now, which, let me show you, it's messy too. My desk is messy, but just to make a point here real quickly, I swear, some people, they just can't realize that they're not as smart as they think. So let me turn this around. I'm going to show you, and forgive the mess, guys. It's just been a busy day. I've been trying my best. A real mess here, but let me just show you. Okay, so check this out. Hold on. This mess, my desk sucks right now. Okay, so skip the mess. I'm going to give you a 2-second preview. Boom, there it is, my desk. Boom, boom. Okay, bye. Right, so that's the desk I'm working on, and that is one of the soldering irons. That's like a $49 soldering iron. No reason to spend $400 and think that, no, if you can't solder with a $40 soldering iron, you suck at soldering. It's not the iron, it's you. It's kind of like I said before, I can give Tiger Woods a broomstick and he'll whoop my ass in golf. I mean, it doesn't matter, it's your skill, not the. So I try to keep it to where it's affordable. And I definitely supply you with the stuff. As a matter of fact, today I ordered new solder that is in smaller gram format, so you guys only have to spend $1 or $2. And I think that's pretty awesome. So we keep the cost down. I mean, shit, man. Right now nobody's rolling over making, unless you're Jeff Bezos or one of these guys, you're not making a ton of money right now, and neither am I. So we got to cut costs and make things more affordable. If you can't do that, you're just not human. Oh, what the hell? Look at me. I'm on my soapbox and I forgot to how. Okay, forget everything. I got to finish what I'm doing here. So, yeah, I try to make it, man. So if you want to get in the hobby and start building, I've got kits for you. I'm going to put some new ones out. We'll make it easy for you, okay? And if you don't buy from me and you buy from someone else, no problem. But if you still need help, just hit us up. And we always try to help. I mean, it doesn't matter. But I'd like you to buy from me. Yeah, I know. Thanks, Robert. I saw that after the fact. God darn it. Sometimes I just get carried away. All right, here we go. Okay, let's get the heat shrink on. Let's see what my wife makes for dinner. Gonna be good. All right. Throw a little gap filler in right there. I'm just going to go ahead and finish the other motor now, that way I don't make that same mistake. All right, we'll do this last one. So I'm looking for 65 Yes, sir. I feel you, man. I feel you. Well, we've got a bunch of stuff here for you if you need. And like I said, we've got a pretty good community here that will be more than happy to help you as well. So anything we can do to help, bud, wish you the best with it. Let us know. And try not to piss anybody off when you fly. Some of us are really good at that one. I won't say any names, but I'll say that there's a couple guys watching right now that know how to push people's numbers when it comes to flying. All right, let's put the tape on real quick. I'll teach some of those guys who want to come play cricket at 8 in the morning that they need to find another field. Now that joke will go over. Well, where did you get your build pad at? Build pad. Oh, you mean the blue pad? Is that what you're asking? Is that the build pad? I'm confused. Is that what you mean? Sorry, Robert. I'll wait for you to answer before I answer this one. Okay, guys, remember we're measuring 25 millimeters. So we're going to go here. We're going to place this right here, let's say. I'm assuming that's what you mean by build pad, but I just want to make sure. Okay, so I'll tell you, but I have to show you because I don't know if you know this place, so I'll answer it for you and for everybody else, okay? So there's this company here. Let me just go. Let me make it easy to take a break here and show you. So there's this company, right? I don't know if you've heard of them. Pretty cool company. Let me see if I can find them. Hold on. Let's see. Bear with me a second. Okay, and it's going to be. Let me get my keyboard. Let's see. I gotta remember www.cyclone. Wait, I know this one. FPV.com. Yeah. I think that's him. Yeah. And then you go down to, I think I went here. I'm being such a smart ass, I know, but I'm going to enjoy it. And it's right there. Sorry, I had to do it. It just gave me a little break. So I sell them, man. They're on the site. So just go over there. What's up, Jim? Sorry, I had to have a little fun with it. Yeah, we sell them on under soldering supplies. You can get all that stuff, man. We'll hook you up real good with that. Please don't be mad at my joke. It just seemed like I need a break. That made me laugh. So, what's up, Jeff? Hope you're doing well, bud. And I'm telling you, everything you see in my builds, pad, solder, machines, everything is on our site. I don't use anything I don't sell. Screws, spacers, XT60s. Something just went beep. I don't know what the hell that was. Something beep. Yeah, sorry. It was fun. It was fun. Everything you see. Why anywhere else? No, be quiet. I don't want to tell you anywhere else. Jeff, I don't know. I'll have to check, man. I don't remember right now if I've got it, but I'll check it and I'll see here in just a minute. I might end up taking a break here anyway. Come on, it was funny, right? So anyways, yeah, I mean, if it's in my video, it's on the site. I tried to not do that at one time, and I put Amazon links and stuff, but honestly, because there are so many clones of things, people ended up getting close to what I said, and I was like, forget it. So, like the screws, for example, I think we just did a count. I've got 100 some odd thousand screws now in inventory. They're all color coded. I've colored them all myself. So when you order them, you end up with the colors that they match. Our color chart, which if you don't know what that is, just go look at our screw section on the website and you'll see. I will, Jeff. I'll check it out here in just a minute. All right, let's get this one. Let's get this one here. And guys, a couple things. I mean, trust me, I get it. I am. It has been interesting. I call dibs on this drone. This drone is bought already. This is for Keaton, actually. This man, I'm hooking it up for him, but guys, you're more than welcome. I'm doing builds every day now, so. But what I was going to say was, there's a couple things that we're doing to the site to update it and to make it easier. One of them is you can now go online and do your own returns as far as like if you want to cancel an order before it's shipped. You don't have to wait for us or email us. You just go to your under my account. You'll see a list of your order, and if it hasn't shipped yet, you can just click cancel or edit if you got the wrong motors. Things like that. We're trying to put a little bit more features so that we don't get held up, or you're not held up, because right now we're shorthanded. I mean, not in the sense that we can't keep up, but it would be easier than stopping for doing something like that if we can make it easier on you guys. So please check it out. And also, I had somebody yesterday tell me that he wanted to know when we're getting a frame back in stock, and they're actually already shipped. And I was like, hey, do you think it would be cool if it said that? Hey, it's going to be arriving now, and you get an update when it arrives. He said, yeah, that'd be great. So that'll be something we add tomorrow. So if you see we're out of stock on something, you can just click to be reminded. These are common features other sites have. I just hadn't done it yet. So hopefully we can make it a little easier. All right, so we're going to tuck these wires in, and then I'll look up to see if anybody gave me any smart responses. All right, so I'm going to tuck these in like we did the last ones, right? So make it look good and try to keep everything uniform. The idea is you guys are looking at it from the top. When you look at this, you should hopefully see everything somewhat symmetrical. That's the goal. All right, and that should be things that you may not think are even important. To me, if I look at it and I see a gap that should be like this right here, that shouldn't be here, you gotta fix those things, right? Because you want to be able to look down and be like, okay, they're on the outside of the screw, not over the screw. So when you look down on this, what the hell is on my screen? Hold on, sorry. There. When you look down on this, you want to, it should mirror itself, right? It should be a mirror image, hopefully. And if you don't have that, you have to really go back and fix it, because I get it's going to wreck and you're going to break these things sometimes, but man, up until that point, it's just a showpiece to me. I love it. All right, so I'm down to my last piece of tape, which means we're almost done with the motors. Yeah, that's the whole idea, is I want it to look like they're not connected, right? It's a cool look. I mean, and I like that kind of look to it. So, let that be my signature look, because sometimes you may get it, it's not connected. So I may have forgotten. So there's no telling. But we'll see. I'll just blame it on, no, it's supposed to look that way. And I have to give props to my wife. Poor Sam. Thanks, Whit. Thanks, Greg. I appreciate that. She knows nothing about drones, and she has stepped up and started barcoding everything, and she's put on over 20,000 barcodes. And I'm going to tell you something. She's learning, and she is learning. She now knows a lot of things about the equipment, and it's tough switching over to a barcode system and having to redo all the product. That woman has done it nonstop. She gets up and I'm like, hey babe, what are we gonna do this today? And she goes, well, I'm gonna get in there and start doing the packing first. I'm like, God darn. I mean, she doesn't stop, and she has errors here and there, but I'll tell you, she's a trooper, man. She doesn't let it get her down, and I really respect the hell out of her for that. So much props to her for putting up with this goofy hobby and helping me to pursue something that I really have a passion for. But I have to give her a spa day. Right now, she's not very happy because she can't. I need to take her. She better go get a spa day soon, or else she might kill me. All right. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate you. You know, the live streams are. I hesitated because of the fact that. Oh yeah. Hobby, living, whatever it may be. You know, the live streams, it's tough because, you know, you make a mistake or something that would normally never get noticed because, you know, like, oh, I soldered something here I shouldn't have or whatever. It happens. I mean, I do it. But I've got that attitude, like, I don't really care. I just, you know, but I don't like, I didn't want to bother people with it either. But then I was like, you know what, screw it, man. We're all stuck at home. Let's just have some fun. So I'll screw some stuff up. Don't worry. You'll see me catch stuff on fire, but that's fun because when you do it, you'll be like, oh yeah, I remember when that shit caught on fire. Better than a fire extinguisher. All right, so that's our last motor here. So let's go ahead. We're going to tighten this screw down, and then we are going to be done with the motors. Yeah. Here. So here's some of the things that you'll notice that I screw up on the most. One is right here. I always end up with screws stuck to my motors right here, and I'll be looking for an hour trying to find the damn screw. So if you see it, text me, please. Tell me in the video because I'll be looking all over the place. Like, hey man, check the motor. It's probably there. You're right. You just caught me being stupid again. All right, I gotta put one more screw on this motor. I didn't realize I only put one on here. So let me put one here, and then these motors are done. They should look pretty clean. I'll go ahead and tuck them in, make sure they look good when they're done. Keaton, I don't know if you're watching, Keaton, but if you are, I hope you like this. This is yours, and it's going to be. Sometimes I build these, and I hate giving them because I love the way they look. I get really proud of the work, but as you can see behind me, I don't know if you can see that. There's probably 100 frames or 60 frames up there, and another ton in the back that I'd love to just build. So I'm going to be doing live builds every day for the next, I think I committed to 1 month already. So you're going to see some builds every day. You'll see something, and you're bound to see my screw ups. So get some good laughs in while you can. All right, so let's tuck this one in, and that should be the end of it. Let me just make sure I get it in there properly so it matches. Should be here. I pushed that too far, so let me just put that in the middle. Get these together. Give me 1 second, guys. I cannot let this go if it doesn't look right. So, all right, now let's see. When it's all said and done, motor-wise, yes, I'm happy with that. I think that looks very good. I'll have to look from the top and see. Let me look at the screen and see. It looks pretty uniform. I did try to measure. As I got to the end here, it got a little close. But from orange to black here, we are at 15 mil. And, you know, right there, if you can see that, that's 15. I think you can see that. It's 15 mil right there. And then orange to black here. Well, that's a little less, actually. So let me figure out. This tape is a little close. I'll readjust that tape. This one is about 15 mil. And this one is about 15 mil. So I got one piece of tape right here that I'll move back just a little bit and redo. Okay, so far there we go, right? So there is our first step. Now, let me go get that 3D print and show you what we're gonna do next. Okay, this is gonna be pretty cool, I think. Let me take this off. Okay, so as some of you already know, I use a Mark Forged printer, right? So these are industrial 3D printers. So when they print, if you can look, you won't see, I don't know how to explain it other than, I'll try to zoom in here. You don't have, this is glue on the bottom, by the way, because it's not a heated bed, but you don't have lines, right? This is, it's a very high-end printer that prints, I mean, a bunch of stuff. And I'm not emphasizing because it's high-end by any means. I guess what I'm trying to say is it's got a purpose, you know, a very good uniqueness to it, and then it prints and infuses. You can put in your layers carbon fiber, Kevlar, nylon, and all forth. So this is onyx here, and I believe I did this, and I'm hoping I did this. I'm trying to make sure I did this right, because I'll have to edit it if I didn't. But anyway, so let me just show you what I'm doing here. God help me if I no, I'm pretty sure I did this right. Okay, again, I wasn't going to look at my notes because I didn't mark them yet, so let me just kind of show you. So here's the DJI Air Unit, right? And this is what's going in this system. But I want to get, let me move this out. Let me put these in the trash. Okay. Okay. So this is the camera setup here. I'll set this part aside because I'm not using it right now. So I designed this little piece here to go like this. Perfect, right? And so the idea of this, I mean, it fits really clean. I'm really excited about this part. Problem I'm looking at right now is I'm trying to remember how I did this on the build, because I think that these holes, I left this to go, so now I've got to really try to figure out. You know what? I know what I did. God darn it. Okay, so this is where my mistake. So what I did was I didn't go with high screws. Okay, that's my fault. So bear with me a second. So I've got to take these out. I was trying to figure out how it is that I made this fit, and I just realized something. So let me pull this screw out here real quick. Luckily, this is going to only take a minute or so. It's not a big issue, because I used the spacer. I used this screw to offset the piece from the board. So let me see what millimeter I was going to go with. So 16 would be too small, so let me see 18. 18 might push it just, let me see. No, I think I'm just going to go with 20 maybe, and that'll be my stand up. So let me see, if I go 20, that should clear. So let me go ahead and do 20, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. I just, in my mind, just slipped on this one, and I couldn't remember how I did it. So yeah, that should clear perfectly. All right, so are you heat setting that? No, I'm not actually, and I'll show you exactly how I'm going to do this. So let me get this out. So we're going to go with 20. Now I'm going to see if 18 would have worked, but I'll show you, Robert, here in just a second. 30 millimeters, it's going to take forever to unscrew. Let's go 20. So let's put this one away and this one away, get another 20, and then we will have this pretty much set. Okay, and then last one. So I need to make note here that it is, well, it'll be either 18 or 20. Like I said, I'm going to check with 20, but this is, when I designed this setup, I did it with just enough to fit. So I mean, there's maybe a couple millimeters of gap left, maybe. But once I put the, if I had put double-sided tape, I think it took up all the gaps. So double-sided tape's about 2 mil thick. All right. So again, now getting back to this, And I'm gonna have to show you this by putting this on here. So let me get these screws out of the way real quick, and let me just show you how this would work, right? So the way I drew this up, or the way I designed this thing, right? So I'm gonna put these in place. 1, 2. What's up, Jeremiah? What's up? 3. And we'll go 4 right here, okay? All right. So with this, all right, the idea was that this would slide on right here, perfect, and it would sit right on these screws, okay, perfectly right here. And so I think I could actually have gone with an 18. I'll have to go back and check on that, but let me just, you know, so when this goes and sits here, and then I take the top plate, which is somewhere on my desk. Oops, damn it. Sorry, just dropped my tweezers in the flux paste. That's messy. Let me go ahead and put these away. No, here. No, that's not it. Somewhere in this room, see, this is the part, this is what screws me, is that I know I'm close. Oh, God darn it, see? You see? This is what gets me. All right, so then, if you look here, it gives me, well, no, it's exactly, I mean, it's like, hold on, sorry, I'm moving everything all over the place. If this was to sit at 20, that would be almost against it. So I'm gonna drop it 2 mil, all right? But I want it to have enough air to cool, plus I gotta put wiring under here, right? So, but it is a solid fit, okay? So, and thank you, Robert, I appreciate that. So let me change it real quickly. I think that should be okay. So sorry guys, I gotta know, I have to know. I can't guess. So if it can work at 18, I can lower that more. That gives me even more. That gives me over and under air passing through it. So let me just test it real quick. I apologize, but I gotta know. All right, so I think 18 might work. Oh, I see what it's doing. Okay, so let me do this. Maybe that'll work. Cool. That's 18. Oh shit, maybe not. Hold on, that's. Ooh. Yeah, no, sorry. Okay, so it is 20. 20 it is, folks. That sucks. 18 and maybe. You know what? 18 and then 3. It'd still be the same. All right, so we'll stick with 20. 18 is gonna be too short, and I'm not gonna. There's no option between unless that's not 18. Let me just verify that's it's a true 18 screw, and I didn't just pick the wrong screw. No, that's 18. So it's too short. So we'll stick with 20. 20 it is, and then I will go over this. So let me put this real quick, and let's get going. Okay. And then I'll make a note of that in the setup, okay? All right. Hey, Bryce. John, you're hi, John. John, what did you get here? I'm like, yeah, John, you're right. And I'm like, wait a minute, what did you get here? All right, guys. So now that we've got this done, just to measure the rest of it out, here's what I normally won't use these, but I'm going to use it on this. Is I'm going to try to get, and I don't know if I'm going to stick with this or not. This will be something else that maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. So I had these, and I was hoping to have like a 5 mil version. Sorry, I know you can't see what I'm doing. But this might work. All right, so I'm going to take some of these nylon standoffs here, and see if this will hold. I don't think it's going to go all the way to the bottom on it, but we'll see. Let me see. Actually, it gets pretty close. I'd rather have the pass-through. So I think I've got some pass-throughs over here. And I could put one that's not threaded, but I don't see the reason to use an unthreaded here unless I don't have a threaded, and I'm pretty sure I have the threaded one sitting here somewhere. So hang tight. I gotta look again. It's probably right in front of me, and it's gonna irritate me because I know I have it. I don't know where the hell I put it. So hold on, you'll see why I'm gonna do that. Can't find the darn thing. Well, I tell you what. I'm gonna take a 2 and 2. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take a 2mm fastener, and I'm going to take a 2mm standoff. Nylon standoff. I'll just combine them for right now, okay? Because I don't need 5mm, I only need 4. So I'm gonna put the 2mm. Let me see. Nope, that's not gonna work. I'm gonna find it. Okay. No cutting corners, so let's just find the damn thing and make sure it works. Damn it. Oh, here. They're right in front of me. Of course. John, how's your wife doing, man? Make sure to tell her I say hello. Remind her we're all still getting along and I'm to be on the nice list. Okay, I think that will, if I set that right, okay, the way this is done, if I set that right, that may be too big, hold on. But if I set that right, I should be able to, because there's nothing fastening this set. Yeah, perfect. All right, so I'm going to keep that in place like that. Add another one. And the reason I'm having to spin the screw is because the capacitors are right up next to it, so I don't want to be spinning this or I could pop a capacitor off. So I'm just going to, let me do this by hand here real quick. Okay. Okay, good. Yep. I'm hoping that should be low enough. If not, we'll adjust it, but that's fine. And I could have used an 18mm screw then, because this would have fit the thread of an 18mm. Now I'm going to beat myself up for not doing it, but I'm still gonna, because this may not be the end of my final choice on this, but it is for now. So let me go ahead and put this on. And I'm eyeballing it for a level right now, but I will have a better check of it in just a minute. Hey, what's up? All right, cool. Thanks, John. All right, and then we got one more here. These two you could kind of tighten by turning them, but okay. All right. I'm going to try to bring the screw to the top of this if I can without putting too much flex on the board. I don't think it'll be too much of a problem, but let me see. All right, so with that, now board looks straight a little bit. Let me just let off a little bit here. Okay, and then on this side, board looks straight. Perfect. All right, so now I'll put these back. So bear with me a second. Let me drop these in here so I don't get them all mixed up. Okay, so what we've got now, guys, is pretty much set up the way it needs to be. This should sit nicely on here, and it does, and it's sitting on the nylon. All right, so we've got a nice good clearance here, and then I will go ahead and put this on for just to show what we're talking about. So let me just put this on here. Jeremiah, do not post this kind of shit on my feed, please. I don't want to hear about this. Good story though, man. Gave me some good laughs yesterday, that's for sure. All right, so I'm just gonna put this in just as it's there. So, but look, so there you go. So we've got everything fitting in nicely. We've got enough air to pass between the two. This is gonna house it just fine. What I will do is most likely put, because there is a gap here, but I'm not gonna fasten this down. I have no reason to fasten this down because it's not going anywhere, especially with the Onyx. But what I will do is I will go under here and I'll show you exactly how this is gonna look. So I will take a piece of double-sided tape, and I think this will, I've got two choices for the double-sided tape. Well, I may not have any because again, that's also not where it's supposed to be, but that's my fault. I own it. I put it in the wrong spot. God help me. I don't know where it is. But I can take this 3M version. Bear with me a second. This is not the tip I would normally use, but this is a lot thinner actually, so it may actually be good. So I will cross it here. Okay, so like right, get off. Things won't stop. Hold on. So let's do like this one. Okay, and I'll remove. Let me cut that real quick. All right, and then we'll just do a half piece here. And it's pretty much thin enough to where it won't be seen, I don't think. I'm not going to peel the other side off, so, you know. So let's put this one here. There. All right, so when you look at it from the top, you don't see it, right? And I don't have no reason, like I said, I'm not going to peel that piece off, but it will give it a nice cushion and also keep it off here, and then that is not going anywhere. So now when I fasten it, I'm perfect. I mean, this sucker's in there, and I really like the design. I mean, like, I know I designed it, but still, I like the way it went. I mean, not because I did it, but because it did. It took me like 10 tries to come up with one that I thought utilized the least amount of material, but still didn't compromise on the quality. And so there you can see now it's offset, looks good, and it's ready to go, okay? And then we would put the rest of the stuff in. So that's the look behind this, guys, behind this build. And let me see where I'm at now. Okay, so let's put that back. And so now you see how the DJI stuff's gonna fit. Now we've got to do the wiring and everything else. But let's see, I said I was going to start 5 to 6, 6 to 7. So what I did was I did both of those in one feed. So let me go ahead now and remove this. And let's look at what we've got here, okay? So if you take the, I'm just going to go over this one last piece, and I'm going to go see if I do not. I promised my wife that we would go on a walk tonight again, and that we would go and have some dinner. I mean, here. So I do not want to miss on those two promises. So bear with me. But let me just check this first, and I'll go see if if she needs me to come in now for a little bit. All right, so let's put this here. Let's move this out of the way. Okay. So here's what we got, and now here is the manual for the Asgard board. Let me show you what we're working with here. Oh, this is wonderful. If you want to try to look at this huge diagram of chaos. Okay. We do have our UARTs. We have 6 UARTs on here. Well, for the most part, they do have dedicated spots already. So UART 4 is going to be for ESC telemetry, and then we have a spare UART here for 5 and 6, and they have smart audio on UART 2, and so UART 1 they have dedicated for S-Bus or Spectrum receiver, and outside of that, we are going to make sure that you know. I'll show you by looking at it this way. What can get confusing on this board is that the screening, right? I don't know what's fit in there. What did you say, Smarty? What should I bring? Hey man, come on, bring what you want, dog. I mean, sushi, hopefully, but I'm working on my diet, so we can't talk about that right now. The screening of the pad is below the pad and not above it. It gets really confusing. I know when I first looked at this, it was confusing. Not to mention that TX1 is way up here. Okay, and that puts it under, that puts it above the writing and under the spacer, which sucks. But luckily, we don't have to worry about that. We are using RX1, which is open. So let me show you how much room I got, just so you can look. Okay, look, see that? Yep, that's TX1, and that's RX1. Thank you for not swapping these two, or else this would suck right here. So I am going to tap onto here. And then we are going to, hey man, Robert, I'm going to tell you, I have never gone on a walk and I went, and my kids went, and we watched the dogs run. I've never met these people in my neighborhood. We met our neighbors. You know, they don't tend to talk to the tattoo guys. These are all oil field workers out here and stuff. Not oil field, oil execs. Yeah. And so I'm like the waiter that just kind of got a little bit too much paycheck one day and got a house in their neighborhood. so we went to talk, but right now we're all kind of equal again. So we went and met them. All right, so we're going to attach this pad here. And let me see, by the looks of it, we are going to be tapping into, we have our video out here. This is where it gets confusing. Video in here. Sorry, our S Plus pad is right here. And then we have our T-axis. Okay, so, I mean, they give you huge pads on the other side of the board, or on other parts, and then very tiny ones right here. But what is cool is that they do give us a ground here and a 5-volt here. So we do have a rather large pad for 5-volt and ground, and then this is a smaller V-bat pad right here. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, Jeff, I'll check it out, man. Oh, that must be why my stuff's going off. My wife will probably bust in here in just a minute, start packing shipments. All right. So before I cut this video off and come back later to continue, I'm going to go ahead and prep the rest of the FC. And then if you guys just, you know, keep track, you'll see that we'll be back on. Israel, what's going on, bud? How are you, sir? Sorry I didn't see that earlier. All right, so let me prep this again. Okay. Okay. That being said, now we can go ahead and tin this up. My little box here, which is supposed to be over here. So we're gonna get the tip nice and nice and clean. There we go. Let's get our solder. I guess I can unwind this one. I don't know why I do these. I wind them up out of boredom and then I have to unwind them. All right. So going back to our diagram, I wish I could tell you, oh yeah, I remember all of these, but I don't. I always have to go back and look because there's too many damn things. I will give the 5-volt a little bit here because I do plan to solder onto some of it. So there we go. And I will give the ground some here as well because I do plan to solder onto some of it. So there we go. Okay. I don't need to cover the whole thing, so I don't care. And let's see, what are we running? We're doing GPS on here, and we're going to do, so we'll do the S-Bus, which is going to be, I'm trying to do this without my goggles, guys, so bear with me. If I screw this up, so be it, but I'm trying not to wear my magnifying goggles. So we got 1, 2, okay, so S-Bus is right here. Very tiny pad. And then we have video out. Which is, I'm screwing this up already, I know it. Which is right here. And then we have video in, which is right here. God darn it. I can do this without the goggles, I know it. And then we got our 5-volt on ground right here, so that we're good. Let me just give a little bit more right there. All right. And then I'll do the, let's see, the GPS. So we've got camera control here, so let me go ahead and put that on. Oh, but none of this is even going to matter. I don't know why I'm doing that. It's all going through DJI. Hi. All right, man. See, just want to say I really like you. Hey, thanks, man. Thank you. And sorry I wasn't looking up. But I always appreciate y'all's support. Okay, I really do. And please correct me when I'm sitting here saying I'm going to put in video and I can't because I'm running a DJI sub. So that's pretty much it for now, I guess. I don't even need to use it. Yeah, no, I do need to use that. There we go. Okay, good. All right, so that's where we're at right now, guys. So the next thing to do is going to be to take the harness. So here's the DJI harness, okay? And we are going to be connecting this next. Get the goggles. Oh, yeah, I know, they're coming. They're sitting down here. I'll get them up here in just a second. So we're going to be connecting the Air Unit next. And it will be sitting like this. And so the way this wire, it's not a very long wire that I need, so I'm going to basically be adding it in here, and then it's just going to flip around and go to right here, okay? So we'll get the wiring diagram for this next, and we'll come back and attach all that. All right, so as I said, I did tell my wife we were going to go, hopefully she's got dinner, I don't even know if she's ready. I'm going to go check on that. Take a break from this for a minute so I can get clean up here and get everything ready for the second round. I did put in the email that we were going to do multiple, like 1 hour session, but I ran late because of a family call I had to take. So I will be back here shortly. Just get a notification or what have you. I think if we go live, you should get a notification on it. And if you have any questions, please, as always, go to our contact page and hit me up. And other than that, guys, follow us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and do all that good stuff. And God bless, be safe. Have fun with your family. Go spend some time with them. You don't know how much time you got left. So please make the most of it. There's always time for drones. Until then, guys, peace. Thanks for watching.